a month from now or something like that, I'll be busy, but I love all of y'all. Everybody in this room, I'm never gonna forget who was here, but this right here is everything, feel me? This is the start of something great. I'm representing the city, I don't do it for, feel me, just Anchorage. I don't do it for, you feel me, just my side of town, you know what I mean? I do it for the state as a whole, you feel me? We push it, so I just want y'all to enjoy this, man. I put my heart and soul into it. Believe that, 1 through 15, man. I gave y'all everything in me, man. We give it up for the next one. This is just the first of many. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I ain't trusting nobody. I'm a long way from home. Left the city to chase it. Made a vow we be on. FaceTime with my son. He sent me love through the phone. Told me, Poppy, I miss you. See, he the reason I'm strong. Conversations with Mook. Them around in my nigga.
My name is Tayy Tarantino. Grew up in Anchorage, Alaska. Born and raised. Graduated high school up here, Service High School. Man, grew up on the east side of town. I was born at Providence Hospital. Man, yeah, I'm a home-fed kid. My dad, he was born in San Antonio, Texas, and at a young age moved to DC area, was raised out there, and then moved to Alaska in the early 90s. My mom, she was been here all her life. You know, this is home for her, so. Man, childhood, I grew up on the east side of town, man. East Anchorage, Boniface area, E6, E4. Just in that area, man, running around, all over the city, man. But childhood was crazy. Played sports a little bit for the East Side 49ers, Pop Warner. Basketball, through the little local YMCA. Mountain View area, I went to church, and that's kind of like where the music started. I was in the local children's choir, and being in the choir, that's where my mom was a director. Started out, you know, like at 5 singing, you know what I mean? She put that mic in my hand, and that's when things started, you know, really kicking off towards the music.
That's all you gotta talk about.
All right, look. And then you going right there, that's what I'm saying. So are they 16s or 12? I ain't know.
16s.
All right.
You ain't gotta do 316s though.
Huh?
I said you don't have to do 316s.
Never worried a bit, no I can't worry at all. They smile all in my face as they plot on my fall. Yeah, we playing for keeps, that mean I'm taking it all. Kyrie in the fourth, yeah baby.
Man, growing up, it was kind of like heaven or hell, you know what I mean? My dad, he would like, you know, more of the like hip hop music, you know what I mean, the more explicit content, different things, but then he also had a soulful side of him, a real old school soulful side of him. Like we would grow up listening to the OJs, Isley Brothers, you know what I mean, Frankie Beverly and Mays, like people way before my time, you know what I mean? And then my mom on the other end, she'd be coming home from Sunday choir rehearsal or whatever it is, you know what I mean, or coming home fresh out of service, and she'd be playing some Yolanda Adams or something, you know what I mean, Kurt Franklin or something, you know what I mean. So the gospel was definitely there too. So I was influenced by both in my household, like hip hop, R&B, old school, old smooth, love music, you know what I mean. And then I would hear the gospel, you know what I mean. So it's just like everything all in one household, you know. Musically, I grew up like thinking like, man, I want to be Jay-Z. That was my first dude like that I just wanted to be. You know, there's Pac, there's Biggie, and I heard their music, you know what I mean? But that still was a little bit before me. So Jay-Z was my dude to look up to, him and Nas. I used to be like, yeah, I want to be them. Like, I want to be Jay-Z. Like, I'm going to be, Jay-Z gonna sign me to Rockefeller one day. Like, just wait, you know what I mean? And so I want to sell out the Garden. I can't wait till I go sell out the Garden. That's what I used to say all the time. But yeah, so Jay-Z was my idol, man. That's who I looked up to. Him, Dame Dash, and them dudes when they was really heavy in the game, man, and everything was everything. Like, that's who I wanted to be. Like, I wanted to be them guys, you know? Man, right now, I look up to Cole, J. Cole, Drake, Future. People wouldn't expect me to say somebody like that, but it's his work ethic and what he really tried to, you know what I mean, put together while he in the studio, and just the countless hours and how he, you know, move, how he moves, you know what I mean. But yeah, Cole, man, Kendrick, of course. That's my guy, Chance, you know what I mean, Davies, dudes like that, man, real spitters, you know what I mean. And then we got some icons, and you know, we got some different type of, you know, mixture of everything. But I definitely look up to Cole, man. That's my dude.
Bending corners all night. I'm addicted to the bankroll. Know these niggas gon' fake. We ain't worried about.
I got the news that my son's mother was pregnant. I was 20, you know what I mean? And like, I remember the story, like, she didn't just tell me like, yo, I'm pregnant, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we had like, was beefing that day. She had kind of like left, you feel me? And kind of met back up at the house a little later, and we still fueling from whatever it was we was arguing about. And I remember Shorty was like, yo, you gotta, I was like, man, well, we need to figure this out, you know? And she was like, well, go to the closet, you know what I mean? Go to a code. She like, yo, you need to figure this out. And Thor was like, it seemed like 20 pregnancy tests on the bed, yo. And it's like, I'm looking at it like, damn it, life smacks you. The unexpected just smacked me, you know? And I didn't quite understand it. I didn't get it. I just knew I had to get money, and I was gonna have to take care of my son. And like, music wasn't really even like a focus. Like, it was just like, damn, like, this is gonna be on hold. This is gonna be the it for me. Like, I messed up, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't think I was gonna be able to do music. So going further, him being born, he was born November 15th, 2012. Man. Like, right before I had my son, and it seemed like at least a couple months before I had my son, and that whole summer really before I had my son, I was on the run, man. Hip hop scene in Alaska was really bubbling. I had just dropped my project, Half Step from Legendary, in 2010. Linked with my team, we shot videos. We was opening up for crazy shows, Nelly, Ludacris, Cali Swag District, linking up with DJ Smalls. Man, we had crazy momentum. I was running, you know what I mean? I felt like I was that dude in my city, and like, things was coming full circle for me. Like, I'm getting success, I'm gaining traction, and then boom. It shut down everything for me. It was hard to move around. It was hard to, you know what I mean, leave her at home and go to the studio. Like, everything was stopped when you have a child. It's not about you anymore at that point. It's about that child. So, man, it was just crazy. Everything shut down, and I felt like, man, I built this wave, built this momentum. I'm next up, and then boom, you know what I mean? Even though he a blessing, man, he definitely a blessing, and changed me in so many ways and refocused me, and definitely, you know what I mean, halted a lot of stuff that I was doing. And you know what I mean? That's the adversity you face with having a kid at a young age, you know?
You, rob you of your glory, kill you with the media, won't let them tell your story. So keep your eyes open and watch for the fakes, cause now that I'm living good, everybody wanna taste. And them girls go on a date, but I don't let them in. Y'all, they want his money and they're running to their friends. They messing with a star, he let me drive his car. Divorce you for some millions, they don't know just who you are. And I seen it happen plenty, way too many times. I'm single for a reason, till she come and change my mind.
I knew I had did everything kind of like I wanted to do in the city. We had got the radio, we was doing shows. So I knew when my son was 1 that I had to get back on the road. Like, I had put that in my head, like, when he's 1, everything was locked in there, he's ready, we can get back on the road. So I moved out to DC. Being out there, it's like being in the jungle, you know what I mean? Like, everybody around you, there's a million different artists and different cliques and situations, people trying to do exactly what I'm trying to do, you know what I mean? Going to a city where the Wale's, Fat Trail, and all them dudes, they already popping, you know what I mean? So I'm a small fish in the sea out there. I didn't really know nobody besides my family in a certain area. I had heard about Mirror Image. It was run by a man named Mar. Became one of my good friends, one of my good bros out there. that's when I kind of like got back in the groove of the music, the whole situation, getting in there, writing songs, recording, spending time behind that mic. Being out there also, you get to see stuff that you don't get to see here. The major artists that come in from these areas or grew up in these areas, they get to come into the studio. So, you know what I mean? I've been in sessions with Free Band Test, he signed to Future. Get to sit in there and watch how he necessarily creates music and do his thing. And, you know what I mean? He get to work hands-on with Future, so some of his methods may have come from there, you know what I mean? So just seeing how different artists work, the Shy Glizzies that come through the studio, Lord Scooter came through the studio, Fat Trail, man, just a whole bunch of 21 Savage, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the artists that you see today that are like popping, you know what I mean? Like, they've been out there and they've worked with people I'm working with hands-on, you know what I mean? So it's just crazy to be around that and experience that, because it makes me step my game up and bring another aspect or element to the game that my city or people out here don't really get to experience. We don't have major artists in the studios out here, you know what I mean? So we don't get to see their process or how they record music. So that was just, you know what I mean, something I get to see hands-on and experience that and let it apply to what I'm doing with my team and everything, you know what I mean?
Gon' need to drive. Bad boy and Tino, we run the city, you heard it right. I just blew a whole check.
In between all of that, I was always on the line with my bro, you know what I mean? Vosh back home told me he had a situation for me with Bad Agenda. He had started the whole label, man, and that's when really things started making sense, because they were my day ones, you know what I mean? Like, they're the ones who discovered me, started my music when I was all back home, you know what I mean? My first video I shot with Boss, you know what I mean? My first little project, you know what I mean? Everything off that, like how we made it look, it started with them, you feel me? And so, like, I was always on, you know what I mean, on the phone with them, letting them know, updating them, like, yo, bro, I'm back in the stool, I'm back, I got some new stuff I'm working on, I'm cooking, man, like, don't sleep, bro. And cause I mean, a while back he had told me before I left, you know what I mean? It's something that still to this day that stick with me and it drives me. He, from my first project, he had told me like, yo, Tayy, like, I don't see that hunger in your eyes like how you used to have it, man. You missing something, you know what I mean? And I was going through different things in life, so like, yeah, adversity and just life in general has slowed everything down and it smacked me. So I wasn't necessarily like paying attention to the music or really focused on the music. So getting back on the scene, when I started dropping some songs, like, he didn't quite hear that. So with everything that I went through out there in DC, I kind of developed that hunger again and like really realized why I fell in love with music, hip hop overall. And I was cooking some music, so I'm like staying in contact with him, like, bro, I got something for you. So sending the music, talking to him, staying in contact, we decided like it was the best situation for me to come back home, get back to work in the studio with raw beats. With that being said, you know what I mean, I called Vass like, yo, I'm on a flight, baby, what's up? You know what I mean? And touched back down home, man, got straight to work, like straight to work, you know what I mean? Got in there with Raw, man. I was so anxious to get in there. I was nervous for him, like, you know what I mean? He this GOAT producer. He done work with Gucci. He done work with the Young Bloods. He done been all in Atlanta. Got crazy producer creds, man. Finally got in there with him, and you know what I mean? It was a slow start for me, cause I'm looking at him like, man, you know what I mean? He's everything. So I had to develop a relationship with him, build that rapport with him, build that, you know what I mean, that bond with him, get that bond with him. So like the music, everything was just organic. It was flowing naturally, you know what I mean? He challenges me in so many ways to be different than, you know what I mean, what I think I should sound like. You know what I mean? Him and Vosh, they be in the studio with me, man. They don't slack. They don't let me slack off. Like, there's no half-assing it. You know what I mean? There's no, okay, we just gonna put whatever on the song. This is hot. We gonna put it out. Like, no, that's not how it go. You know what I mean? We every move is calculated. You feel me? Every move is strategic. You know what I mean? Every sound, from the mixes to the mastering to the beat selection. You know what I mean? Like, they're very in tune with what, you know what I mean, we trying to do as a whole, you know what I mean, the whole Bad Agenda movement. So, you know, we got right back in there, man, and knocked out Homecoming, man. We recording records after records. Vosh like, yo, we ain't stopping. We building our catalog. You know what I mean? We not stamping the first 5 songs we doing. We really about to, you know what I mean, build a whole body of work, man, and present it to the city and raise the level up, raise the bar up for where Alaska standards of music is, you know what I mean? So I'm just proud of the album, man. It really took, you know what I mean? It's not something we did overnight. It's not something we just threw together. It's not something we just woke up and said, okay, I want to rap and drop an album. You know what I mean? It was a process. It was a journey through life, the adversity, not even dealing with the music. I felt like this album was literally like my life put in the music. You know what I mean? The transition just literally came to the album, you know what I mean? Facing everything, you know, diversity with my son, not being able to do music, not able to do, you know what I mean, what I wanted to necessarily do. Moving out to DC, not knowing nobody, different things like that, all that type stuff, you know what I mean? We put it into this album, so over a 1.5 years time, you know what I mean, we was working on Homecoming, you know what I mean? People would ask us all the time, when is it coming out, when is it coming out, when is it coming out, when the album coming out? I tell them, don't wait, I got something for you, you know what I mean? But we knew that we had something special, but we had to just keep building on it, you know what I mean? And we just kept stacking that catalog, man, so when that thing dropped, man, it was just, you know?
Hey, hold on, make some fucking noise, man. Hey, make some fucking noise, man. Hey, bad agenda here, man. I love y'all like y'all love it. Make some noise, man. Prepare to tonight. And you get a party to do it now. Damn. What you know about me? Tell me what you know about me. What they y'all gon' see, huh? What they y'all gon' see? I started with nothing, turned nothing to something. Got my city jumping, I'm bringing it back. Grinding and scheming, I know they've been feeding this. What they've been waiting for, I got the plat. Turn up one time, man, I love y'all.
It was here, it was time, you know what I mean? We knew we had, and we was ready to, you know, showcase it and present it to the people and let them, you know what I mean? Hey, we gave them our best body of work, let's check it out, let's see what y'all think, you know what I mean? So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that was a part of the process, you know what I mean? Raw, Mario, Darius, Luke, Kwani, Jay Marcel, everybody that was a part of the project, Bag Boys, you feel me? Man, everybody that was a part of the album, you know what I mean? You know what it meant to us, you know what it meant to the team and what we was trying to do, so we was trying to put Alaska on, you know what I mean? Bad Nintendo, set.